One thing I see people do now is new LinkedIners. Everybody is suddenly a LinkedIn coach. Everybody is suddenly a LinkedIn growth expert.
We have to go
I
there.
can't like I think some of your positioning will actually determine your pillars. Your pillars is just like three key topics, 3 to 5 key topics you're going to be talking about. I mean, you don't want to come to LinkedIn every day. Today you're talking like today you're a motivational speaker. Tomorrow you are a virtual assistant. Next tomorrow you are a customer. Like just from one thing to another, you don't want to start something like that. You don't want to start anything that flies around. You're already talking about it.
So much can happen in just 1 year when you decide to begin to show up online with intentionality. My guest today is a pharmacist turned LinkedIn ghostwriter who went from just barely about 300 followers to 16,000 followers and now makes 6 to 7 figures on LinkedIn, all within just 1 year. From writing behind the scenes to building a highly visible personal brand on LinkedIn, Peace Okagbare has become the go-to voice for strategy and storytelling on LinkedIn. And in this first edition of my Fireside Chat series, we're unpacking number one, the power of showing up online, what it really takes to grow online, and how to create content that builds community, engagement, credibility, and leads to clients. So, if you're a personal brand or business looking to leverage platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Medium to write for impact, influence, and income, then this conversation is for you. So, welcome, Peace. This is the first edition of my Fireside Chat, and while I was thinking of who to actually have this conversation with, it just made sense to bring you and to talk with you. I think the first time we met was at
Tiba
yeah,
conference.
it's at Tiba 2024. Yeah, so and from that moment, I've seen how you have grown from that moment up to this point. It's been remarkable. So let me tell you what I did. I did go to your profile and went to check what your LinkedIn was looking like, before Tiba. And I saw that you were probably around 4,000, 5,000 followers. And within that point, which was, I think, November 2024, this is July 2025, you have experienced some remarkable growth. So I felt like I wanted to put the spotlight on you and have this conversation with you. All right. So I am so excited. Yeah. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. All right. And I know that we're going to have just an amazing time. And everybody that is watching, I know you're going to have an amazing time too. So I'm going to just before I let Peace, tell us a little bit about our story, I'm going to just set the rules for this conversation. So if you are watching this right now, the recording later, and you have any question, please leave the questions in the comment section. All right. And either myself or Peace, whoever needs to answer the question, is going to attend the question. All right. But there is something that I do every time I have conversation like this. So Peace, are you ready for me? All right. So whenever I hold conversations like this, I make sure my guests take a very simple oath. All right. Which is that you're going to pledge to everybody that is watching this, interview, that you're going to be truthful, you're going to be sincere, you're not going to hide anything from us. All right. You're going to share everything that we need to know to grow. So are you ready? So you're going to raise your hand with me like this. All right. And you're going to say after me, then you put your name.
Okay, I, Peace Okagbare,
Do solemnly promise
that
everything that I will say in this interview today
that everything I was saying in this interview today
is going to be the truth and nothing but the truth.
It's going to be the truth and nothing but the truth.
All right, good. So once again, I want to say welcome. How are you today? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So I did just a quick introduction of you. I want to ask you, did that do justice to how you would like to introduce yourself? If it did not, somebody say, oh, if somebody say, who is Peace Okagbare? How would you like it does justice to it?
You did justice. At some point, I was wondering, is he talking about me?
All right.
This is talking about me, but you did justice. Thank you so much.
All right, beautiful.
Thank you.
So what I always like to start with is I want to know your story, and I believe everybody who is watching this video would also want to know your story. Everyone has different stories about how we came to be online. For example, we're going to be talking a lot about LinkedIn today. So everyone also has their individual stories why they joined LinkedIn. Either they left school and they're looking for a job and somebody told them, oh, LinkedIn is a place to go find a job. Well, that's my story. So that's how I joined LinkedIn in 2017. So what is your story? How did you come to begin to show up online? When did you begin to show up online? How did you join LinkedIn? All right, so let's just quickly get into that part of your story.
Okay, very quickly. I can't remember the year I joined LinkedIn again, probably 2022 or something, but I don't use the platform, When people yeah, just create an account, leave it there, and that was it. So I was not really active. But I think in July last year, yeah, I was on vacation from work. I was doing my internship, so I was on vacation and I was like, oh, I'm bored. What do I do with my time? You get so at that point I was thinking about what to do after internship. I mean, you know how it is in Nigeria, how difficult it is to get a job, and you just know how it can be. So I was like, okay, I need to start planning now that I'm on vacation. I need to make use of my time very well so I don't end up stranded after this internship. And at that time, I was just checking through Google and I saw a medical company. I wanted to research about them, so I went to Google, and Google directed me to LinkedIn. That was how I landed on LinkedIn. But when I got there, I went to search for a company. When I got there, what I saw blew my mind. Like, what's going on here? What's happening? Okay, sorry, I think that was in January. Yeah, that was in December, January 2024. Yeah, I was like, what's happening here? Who are these people? I started scrolling. I was like, these people, they look like my age mate. Like, I saw a lot of stories. You know, when you go on LinkedIn first, I know how you be like, oh my god, I just signed this deal. Oh my god, I just got this. I was like, what kind of world is this? But I really love what I see. So I just kept on scrolling and I tried to be like them. In January, I made my first post. I was thinking it would be like the others now. I'll just make a post and others just, they will just start commenting and they will just start liking what I'm doing. I didn't know that I could get a job there. I didn't know that I could get opportunities. I had no idea what the platform was about. But I just love the fact that young people are sharing their story, young people are winning, and I want to be part of that world.
Awesome.
But I shared my story. I did what we were doing. Nothing. Like I didn't get even one person, not even a single like nothing. Even I didn't even like that post because I had no idea I could like my own post. So I continued like that, and I think I reached out. That was when I reached out to you. But I continued. Like, I just could not cope because, of course, I did not come to look for a job. I did not. I wasn't in search of anything. So when I saw that nobody was engaging with me, I decided to just let it be. I mean, I decided to just leave the platform. So I came back again in July when I was on that vacation. I was like, okay, let me try this thing again. And July, I was still like one day in, one day out, one day in. The next week, before they will see me, probably 2 weeks time. But in August, I was like, okay, let me go all in. That was when I became consistent, like back to back. Since August till date, I've been consistent. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So we're still going to unpack some of these things. So you decided to go all in August. This is July 20. That's even less than a year. So I'm going to ask you, when you came back in January 2024, can you remember how many followers you had at that point? Can you still remember?
Okay, I think LinkedIn was nice enough to give me about 300 or so.
Oh,
I don't even know how I got those followers, but they were nice enough. I knew when I started, I was then struggling I was struggling to get 500 connections. I was struggling to get to 500 followers too. Yeah, I was telling myself, don't worry, this week you will get about 20 followers. And it was just like that for me. Yeah, so it was really, really funny.
all right. So if you were on probably 300 in January 2024, it means, well, I said I checked your profile and you had like probably about 5,000 around November 2024. So between January to November, you had, say, maybe 4,000 plus growth. Yeah. As far as, so, okay,
Yeah,
so everybody who is
yeah,
watching, these are still
yeah.
vanity metrics. We're still going to get to the real deal, all right? But sometimes these are also very important in the metrics. So you had probably around 4,000 plus growth. And then between November
Yeah.
till now, July 2025, you have had like maybe double of that. So, I mean, I'm going to even first say,
Uh,
I'm going to say congratulations first. I saw that you recently
thank you.
crossed 16,000 followers, all right? So, which is a it's a landmark, all right? It shows that you're growing and you're doing well for yourself. So, congratulations. Then I'm going to ask you, um, so quickly, I checked your profile. So even if you don't know when you joined LinkedIn, you joined LinkedIn in 2022, all right? So
Okay.
you joined LinkedIn in 2022.
I created that
Yeah,
profile.
so you joined LinkedIn in 2022. So at what point exactly? So you said last year when you started, things were not shaping up. When you make posts, nobody likes, and even you do not even know that you can like your post and
Yeah.
at least just have one like. But when you make your post now, I see that you get probably over 300 likes, over sometimes 200, 300 comments, people are engaging, and it's such a very amazing community you've built. So at what point exactly did things began to shift for you? At what point?
Okay, I would say When I came in, when I started growing, I think I joined the community. Yeah, I think I joined Phoenix community, and after joining Phoenix community, that was when I hit my first 100 comments. It started growing. I hit my first 100 comments when I joined Phoenix community. Yeah, so even when I left Phoenix, the comments it kept coming, and since then it just kept coming. Yeah, so it was when I joined Phoenix community, the engagement went up. So I think joining the community is actually it for me on LinkedIn. But I don't know if there's any community that actually that can actually work together to give that growth. But then Phoenix was everybody was in Phoenix, so together we were able to build ourselves. Yeah, we were able to build ourselves, and that was it.
All right. So you think that what began the shift for you was first joining a community. All right.
Yeah, that was it for me. That was it for
So
me. I would say it was intentionality, yeah, because there were others on that group. There were others with me in that group. They couldn't do it, like they couldn't get that engagement. Like they started coming to me like, "How are you getting this?" And I started asking, "Okay, we're in the same community. Why are you guys not getting this?" So I think you have to be very intentional about what you want.
okay.
You have to. I mean, at that point, my goal was 100 comments per post. That was my goal. I just wanted 100 comments on my post. I didn't even want anything else. I didn't want job. I didn't want client. I just want 100 people to come engage in my post, and that was it for me.
All right, so let's unpack intentionality. That's also that can be vague. All right, it can be ambiguous. I'm going to tell you what intentionality looks like to me. I've been in communities too. I mean, I think I've joined one or two communities, maybe once or twice. And intentionality for me is always before the community engagement starts. I reach out to almost everybody in the community, introduce myself, and tell them how excited I am to connect with them and to actually go on the journey with them. And can I shock you? For every time I get to do that, sometimes I have landed clients even before the community engagement starts. All right, because just by saying, "Oh, hi, how are you
Yeah.
doing? My name is this, and I'm just happy to meet you," people be like, "Oh, who is this guy?" And then they go check your profile and be like, "Oh, okay, so this is what you do. I think I need your service." And then, I mean, we're still like a few days away from starting the whole community thing, and people have already paid me, for my services. So, what exactly was intentionality like for you? What did you do intentionally that made the motion?
Okay, I would say I didn't do like you. I wasn't like you. I don't have the strength for that. But there's something I always tell people is keep your engagement on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So for all us in the community, it was just within the community. You know when you're in this engagement and pods, you paste your link in a group, and then people go to engage. But I paste my link there. I do like others, but I don't keep my engagement on WhatsApp. Like it's not like that for me. My engagement was on LinkedIn. So it got to a point that I don't even need to. I didn't have to go to the community to engage with their links. LinkedIn just recommends them to me. So my engagement was on LinkedIn. It was not from WhatsApp to LinkedIn. It was on LinkedIn. So I was engaging with people in the community. I was engaging with people outside the community. So I would say, yeah, commenting did a lot for me. Like I was engaging. I can't even say I did 50 per day. I lost count. I never counted, but I knew I did a lot, like a lot of engagements on other creators' posts at the time.
Well,
So I think that contributed.
so I think we can both agree, for everybody that's watching this right now, we can both agree that one of the things that will help you to really thrive on LinkedIn is to take engaging with other people very serious. And there's like excuse me, there's like a golden rule for that. So people come on, whether not even LinkedIn, any platform, and they want to grow. They want to see people comment on their content, like their content, get a lot of visibility, but they don't want to give the same energy to other people. All right. And the golden rule
Mhm.
says, do unto others what you want them to do
What you want them
unto
to
you.
do to
All
you.
right. So
Yeah.
it's going to be you going all out to support other people, and then just expect that they will support you without even pushing it. One of the practices that I see on LinkedIn that I don't like is people creating posts and then coming to my DM and say, "Oh, I just created a post on this. Can you go and engage with me?" I don't like it. All right. So, I mean, just support other people. Do not expect too much.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to come back and give, and I see that in communities like that. Not everybody's going to come back and give you the same energy, but just give them the energy and just move on. All right. Your people, your tribe are going to come around you. So let's get into strategy now. So I see you show up every day, if not every day, at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I see your content like the work days, all right? And sometimes I see your content over the weekend.
Yeah.
And you have been able to not just create content, to build a strong community, build some good visibility, and of course, land gigs on LinkedIn. So I tell people there is a difference between just creating content and creating content with strategy or creating content strategically. All right. So I'm going to ask you a very simple question. What are like the key strategic content elements that people can put into use that's going to help them to, that's going to help their content to really work, to really convert? Whether it is that their goal is to get engagement, visibility, or to even land clients, what are the strategies? What are the key elements that they can infuse in their content for it to work?
Okay, the first thing I would like to say is positioning. I know it may sound cliche now, but it's very important. Positioning is knowing what you want people to know you as. Like, what do I want people to know me for? What do I want to be known for? Very important. If you can't get that, then everything you're going to be throwing online is just going to bounce back to you as if you are throwing it to the wall. So you need to understand positioning. What do I want to be known for? It's very important because if you understand positioning, then you've gotten clarity already.
Yeah.
But if you don't even know, if you don't even understand what you want to be known for, if you don't understand what your content is going to be about, then you won't be clear. And if you are not clear, nobody will understand what you're saying.
Absolutely.
And if people don't get what you are saying, you can never like hit your goal. That content can never convert. So the first thing for me is positioning. It affected me when I started because I told you I just wanted to be like others on the platform. Like I just wanted to be like my age mates that were sharing their story and winning. I didn't know that I have to at least know what I want to be known for. So that period I would just come today, talk about maybe I think I posted about snakes and ladder. Just anything that comes to mind, you get that kind just okay. Because the thing was, let me just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps me in a way, but yeah, it helped me in a way. So I'm not going to say because you don't know what you want to be known for, you shouldn't show up. But then I was just throwing content randomly. Today I come up with this story. Tomorrow it was just random like that. So it got to a point that I the growth started coming, but I felt like I wasn't getting it right because I didn't know what, like people knew me for different things. If you ask them who is Peace, they'll be like, she's this, who is Peace, different things and that. At that point I knew I was being a wrong brand. So I had to sit down and tell myself, I had to like strategize, what do I want to be known for? So if you can actually nail your positioning, you've gotten clarity already. Then after that, you can start talking about content pillars. Your positioning will actually determine your pillars. Your pillars is just like three key topics, 3 to 5 key topics you're going to be talking about. I mean, you don't want to come to LinkedIn every day. Today you're a motivational speaker. Tomorrow you are a virtual assistant. Next tomorrow you are a customer. Like just from one thing to another, you don't want to start something like that. You don't want to start anything that flies around. You're already talking about it. And one thing I see people do now is new LinkedIners, everybody is suddenly a LinkedIn coach. Everybody is suddenly a LinkedIn growth expert.
We have to go
I
there.
can't like I told somebody told me you need to embrace this. I'll be like, I can't change my name. When I was confused and trying to get myself, the only thing I wanted to be known for is a content strategist. I can't change that to LinkedIn growth expert or LinkedIn growth. I'm not a LinkedIn growth strategist, please. This is just the platform I'm using. I could go to Instagram and still do my content strategy there. You get what I'm saying? So all the newbies now, they are now LinkedIn growth experts. Everybody now is organizing. You know what is happening. So you need to, in fact, I think now is the best time to stand out because everybody is sounding alike. So if you actually nail your positioning, you'll be able to like put yourself out there in the right way, not following the crowd and not trying to be a LinkedIn growth expert because everybody is a LinkedIn growth expert. So yeah, once you get your positioning, get your content pillars that you're not motivating us from Monday to Friday. Then number 3, once you get that, then you can start putting out content. You can start putting out content. And I would like to add this. It's once you get your position, please know your goal on the platform.
True.
Somebody came to me and showed me like, please, you've not monetized your community. What's going on? Why don't you want to monetize? And I told her that monetizing my community is me telling my community members, okay, I'm organizing this LinkedIn growth program. Come and pay for it. But that's not what I want to do. Yeah, that's not what I'm not on the platform to do that. If that's your goal with your content, that's fine. That's why I tell people a lot, don't copy because you don't know what this creator is targeting. Everybody has a target. So I'm not targeting job currently. So I can't be creating content that will bring job to me. I'm not targeting job. I'm not targeting clients currently. So you can't just go and copy my content and say, let me copy this girl's content. I'm not targeting clients. Luckily, clients, they come to me when they see the content, but most of the content I create, I'm not really targeting clients. Most of my content are just top of the funnels, like creating awareness about myself. So when people come to me, when clients come to me and I craft that strategy for them, I tell them that, okay, this is the goal. The goal is to get clients for you, or this is the goal. The goal is to build awareness. Every content we create is built around that goal. So you that are just coming on LinkedIn, you can't just copy any creator you see. No, you need to know your goal on the platform. If your goal is to attract clients, the kind of content you create will be different from the kind of content that I'm creating. Now, this is what people don't understand. Now, everybody come on LinkedIn and start talking about LinkedIn algorithm, LinkedIn growth strategy. When you are on the platform for different reasons, so you need to get that right. And that thing that baffles me is I see people, okay, you are looking for clients now, and the only thing you talk about, like Monday through Fridays, motivation. Then if you're not talking about motivation, you are talking to your competitors. For example, I'm a LinkedIn ghostwriter and a strategist. I'm looking for clients that will hire me for ghostwriting. And Monday I talk about motivation, Tuesday motivation, Wednesday motivation. Maybe Thursday now I will talk about ghostwriting to my fellow ghostwriters. How do I attract clients doing that? It's not going to
Yeah.
work. So that's something that I need these people to understand. It's not going to work like that. You can't be writing content around motivation and just to your fellow competitors and you are trying to attract clients. So know your goal on the platform, get your positioning right, get your content pillars, and create content that will help you achieve that goal. So that's it for me.
All right. So, man, this is so valuable, so valuable. All right. So I'm gonna go over what you say again. I feel like much of everything you said still boils down to one thing: people need to get clarity. All right. Because when you speak about positioning, it's about having clarity about what do you want to be known for. When you talk about content pillars, when you have clarity about your positioning, you're going to also know, oh, what are like the related subjects that you can talk about that helps people to that helps you to drive that position that you're trying to claim in your industry. And then you talked about knowing your goal. It still boils down to clarity. But I think I like the balance that you put. I belong to the school of thought that feels like clarity comes with movement. All right. It's better that you start moving and then things become clearer as you
Yeah.
move. That's better than to stay stuck in one spot and be waiting for everything to come together before you start. But as soon as you also start, it makes sense to ensure that you are committed to learning more, to growing, and then to keep getting better and better. All right. So that, like they always say, the goal is to be 1% better every day. So to ensure that you're getting more light, more better. And as you get more light, then redefine your positioning, work on your content. And I would say one thing that I feel like people need to also do is leverage on people that have gone ahead. Because really, one of the ways to really just shorten your curve is to see somebody who is doing what you want to do and who has gotten it right and leverage on their experience. Which brings me back to what you said earlier. Communities will always be a smart idea. And beyond community, if you can get a mentor, somebody who has probably a coaching program or a course that you can actually work with, then it's going to really fasten your journey. All right. And men, if you're actually watching this and you need somebody to pull you through, Peace Okagbare is now, and even though you don't want to call yourself a LinkedIn growth expert, but you have some experience now that you can share with people compared to when you were starting. And I cannot even remember that you really reached out to me when you were starting. I really cannot remember. I cannot remember. I just felt like our conversation started last year in November. I really cannot remember, but it's amazing. It's beautiful. All right. So one thing I have noticed about your LinkedIn and your content is that your content are often consistently human. All right. It is authentic, it is relatable, and it is clear. So I'm going to ask you a very quick question. What's your process, all right, for coming up with content ideas that people can deeply connect with? Because one of the challenges people will also face when they show up on platforms is because when you say people come and then they motivate on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, it's often the lack of clarity. And at the point where you want to create content, you ask yourself, so what should I say today? And you cannot really think of what to say. I just say, okay, so let's just go and share, So what's your process for coming up with content that is, relatable, that is authentic, that, gets people to really engage?
Okay, so the first thing I do when I'm thinking of my content is I take note of my
All right.
past. So most of my content are things I've experienced, my stories. Yeah, so basically I'm human. So if it has happened to me, it means that it has happened to someone else. So I just take my stories from there, I take my ideas from there and I put it out. And that's it. I mean, if it's happening to me, then it's definitely happening to somebody else. And those are relatable content that people can actually relate with. Okay. So another thing I do is I look my comment section. I get ideas from there a lot. People share their problems, so they share their problems, and then I just get content from there. And that thing I do is I browse. I am always researching. I study other creators. Like I do that a lot. I could just say today I'm studying Yasinalik, or today I'm studying Era Costa, or today I'm studying Martin Swain. And when I say I'm studying, I'm not studying their current post. I'm going back. The way you went to my profile, way back. Like I've gone to Yasmin's profile from when it started, and when I read, I don't just go through their profile. I'm with my pen and paper, jotting things down. That has helped me a lot. Like every day, no, I won't say every day, almost every day I do that. I have a case study, I have a creator I study almost every day. And not like if you go to my page, I don't even copy their content. But from studying their content alone, it has really helped build me. Like once I pick up my phone to write, it just starts
Yeah.
flowing. It just starts flowing. Like I could just say, oh wow, this spoon is nice. Let me write about this spoon. And then the idea just starts flowing. The structure just starts flowing because I have studied their structure over and over and over again. Many people come to me and ask me, how are you able to know that this should follow this paragraph? I'll be like, when you keep on studying other creators and their contents, you get it right. And that's my is that I ask ChatGPT, you need now there's AI, you have to
Yeah.
utilize it. You don't leave it there. You have to utilize it. So basically I converse with ChatGPT a lot. I don't just tell it generate content ideas for me. Like if you come to my ChatGPT, be like, this thing knows you like more than it knows you so well. I think it knows more
Same
than I
here.
know myself.
Same here.
Like God. Be like, ChatGPT knows what I do on LinkedIn. It knows my problem. Like even the things that are not related to LinkedIn, I just be like, chat this what happened to me today and what's happening. So ChatGPT knows me so well because we converse. So you need to learn how to use AI. I tell people don't say I don't want to use AI. Don't even try that. You just be left behind. Use AI, converse with AI. I do it a lot. And I also use AI to brainstorm pain
Yeah.
points, like the
Yeah.
pain points of
Yeah.
my audience. Because they are very, very important. Because once you can hit the problem, in fact, you've created a good
Yeah.
content already. That's once you can hit the problem. Once you hit the problem, get their problem, then position yourself as a solution. You've solved, in fact, you've gotten it right. So those are like what really build my content, my idea, my stories, my comment section, other creators, and AI.
Beautiful. All right. So, I mean, it's coming together now from where we started even till now. If you're going to create content that will be relatable, you need to first and foremost know your goals. What is your goal on the platform? That will give you direction for the kind of content you want to create. And then there's something very vital that you added now. Know your clients, know your audience, not even your clients now, know your audience. Whether it is that you want to sell your services or you want to just build a thought leadership brand where people know you for certain things, understand your audience very well, know what they are going through so that you can create content that really speaks to them. So I'm going to ask you this next one. Many creators struggle with finding their voice. All right. I mean, that's like one of the challenges people also. So let's come back to where you talked about people copying others. So someone comes online and then sees that, oh, every time Peace Okagbare creates content, she has like 300 likes and then 300 comments. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think I'm going to just take Peace's content and then create it maybe next week, or when she would not know that it's her content, something like that. So ultimately, that person is going to sound like you. Like you said earlier too, they're going to be creating content like you do, whereas they probably came for clients and you did not come for clients. So they're going to be creating content. They sound like you. They are creating content that, is also aimed at a different goal from the goal that they really want to achieve. All right. So this is like some things that people struggle. I'm going to ask you, how did you find your voice? How did you really find your voice? So one of the things that people say about my profile is I am very informal. All right. I am not a formal person. You're going to find my posts sometimes like I'm having a conversation and sometimes I jest, I play around in the comment section, in the post. I just want to be informal, so, but several people struggle with being formal and all that. How did you find your voice?
Okay, the first thing I would say is, when you talk about writing voice, it's not just what you say, it's not just what you write, it's
True.
how you write it.
Yeah.
It's how you write it. And it's something I put out today. I said it's not just about the content, it's the person behind the content. That person behind the content is what differentiates me from you. Like it's what makes everybody stand out.
I think.
So even if you go to copy,
Hold on. I think you need to say that again. I think you need to say that again so that I can sink into everybody that is watching. So can you really go over that line again?
okay. So I said the person behind the content is what actually differentiates me from you. It's what actually makes I'll be using popular creators. It's what actually makes Blossom Afia different from Angel Shukuma Eze. Is because if I see Angel's content, I'll be like, okay, this is Angel typing. Because it's the person behind the content. So if you like copy everything that Blossom has written, or copy everything that Yasinalik has written, you still cannot be Yasinalik because you are not the person behind the content. So the best way to find your voice is to write like you talk. That's the first thing. Write like you talk. Most of my mentees now, I tell them, okay, you have sent me this content. Now read it. Like, does it sound like something that you write normally?
Does it feel like
Does
you?
it sound like something normally? So I tell you, and the best way to actually get that is when you start writing your own story. So when they come to me, I tell them, okay, write about your past. Can you write to yourself 2 years ago? Without using ChatGPT or anything, write to yourself 2 years ago. So when they start writing to their past self, when they start writing about their story, you start hearing that, okay, this is how they sound. So now they just send content to me. I don't even need to ask them, like, okay, this person wrote this content, because I've got to know how they write. So it's not just about how you just writing the person's word for word. It's how you say what you want to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I said write like you talk. Next thing is practice. Trust me, you can't find your voice if you don't practice.
True.
When I say practice, it's not the one that you just write and post on LinkedIn. That's why some creators stay stuck. The only content they write is the one they want to post on LinkedIn, and you can't grow if you do that. Even before I got my first client, I had written a lot of content that never made it.
Yeah.
Like those content never made it. I just sit down and write. And I learned that from that. Like I said, just write. Practice. When you study other creators, take note of their content, take note of their ideas. Study does not mean that you should start imitating. No, I can never sound like Lara Costa. I have studied their content like Lara Costa, Tobi Oluwole. I have studied their content like I write their content like I handwrite their content into my notes. It's that bad, but I can never sound like
It's
them.
not that bad. It's that good.
So you need to yeah, you need to practice. Like that's the key. If you like pay the best creator to teach you, if you don't practice, you will just be stuck.
That's true. That's true.
So write like you talk, practice. But the more you write, like the better you get. You start finding something that, like naturally, you just see yourself doing some things naturally. You're like, oh wow.
True.
It was the first day I recently now when I write content, I go to ChatGPT, like I just wrote this content draft. I'll tell ChatGPT, criticize it. How does it sound? Well, now they want telling ChatGPT, this thing makes so much sense. So what do you think? Like the conversation has changed. Okay, yeah. So I've said write like you talk, practice. That is the key. Honestly, practice. So you study other creators, get a mentor, but practice, because the more you do it, the more you actually find your voice.
Awesome. All right. So 2 things. Peace is saying write like you talk and then practice. Yeah, I think I want to leverage on the practice. One of the issues people often reach out to me to is, oh, I don't really know what to write. And one of the ways that I have a document on Google Doc. It has close to 100 content that I've not even written at all. And I learned this from Ayodeji Awoshika. He's one of the top writers on Medium. He says, dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every day to just ideate, to think up ideas and just store them somewhere. Like you were saying, you don't just write only when you want to create the post for LinkedIn for tomorrow. I'm like, oh, what do I write today? Just create some time, 10, 15 minutes, and just think. Okay, so think of ideas that come to your mind and just dump them somewhere. Just keep dumping them, all right? So that when you really want to now write, you're going to have like a flurry of ideas that you can now, pick from and then work on. Beautiful. So my next question, we're really going into a lot of tactical stuff now. So there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn. Like you said earlier, almost everybody is LinkedIn growth expert now. So it makes sense. All right. Because it looks like that's what is working and everybody just wants to do what, it's like a herd mentality. Go where everybody is going. And you see it really everywhere. I mean, in our own context, Nigeria. If you start a business today, and it looks like the business is booming and is working, you can be very sure in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, you're going to see like 2 or 3 other people that will start the business because Peace is selling and he's making so much money. That business is going there. All right. So there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn about do this and do that. I'm gonna ask you, if somebody is starting on LinkedIn today and they are thinking about how to gain traction, how to really begin to then show up great content, people are engaging and then they're hitting their goals. Let's reduce the noise. What are like the top 3 things that you think they should just focus on for a length of time that is going to change the game? And I'm very careful with my words because sometimes people just want tips and strategies that they can try in 1 week. And then after 1 week, like this thing is not working. So that's why I said that they can practice or do consistently for a period of time that you are very sure that this will work. What are like the top 3 advice you can give to somebody who is new and is trying to gain traction on LinkedIn?
Okay, so on LinkedIn, I've noticed 2 sets of people. One, the new, like completely newbies that don't have skills, don't have experience, don't have anything. Then there are the ones that probably they've been doing something before. Maybe they are writers on Upwork or they are designers, like that. So they have their business offline and they want to come on. So 2 different people. Now, if you are the first person, no skill, no experience, that's like you don't have any. Probably you're a student. That's the only thing you have. Start with what you have. Now there's something about building in public. Now you are new to LinkedIn. You don't have a skill. The first thing you should ask yourself: what skill do I want to learn, or what do I want? That's a very big question. What do I want to be known for? It might not have a full picture, but trust me, there's this one thing that you'll be able to write down, okay, I want to be known for this, or I want to learn this skill. Once you get that thing, I don't need it to be clear. Once you get that thing, start building in public. So the kind of content you'll be sharing with us is I started learning let's say
Yeah, maybe web.
cyber security today. This is what I learned. These are the content you should be sharing with us.
Yeah.
So building in public. Trust me, it's way better than going to somebody, or way better than going to ask ChatGPT to give you content. Then you come and tell us that I've reviewed 1,000 posts on LinkedIn when you are just coming. Like some kind of content, they blow my mind. I
We
don't
have
know.
not reviewed
Like
one
they blow
post.
my mind. I'll go to their profile and be like, who is this person? I know everybody wants to sound like an expert, but trust me, that's one big mistake that many
Yeah.
newbies make. We don't want to sound like an expert. You can't be telling me you've reviewed. Even me, that is like I've written. If I'm to sum up, I think I've written more than 800 posts, but I cannot start telling you that I've reviewed 2,000 posts on LinkedIn. I should have reviewed up to that, but I can't put out a content like that. So when I see content like that, I'll be like, are you
Yeah.
serious right now? And the person is just coming. So if you don't have a skill, you don't have anything, please don't just embrace LinkedIn expert as your niche. That's not your niche. Sit down and ask yourself, what skill
Be
do I want
truthful.
to learn, and start building in public. If you can be that authentic, like when it comes to you, be like,
Yeah.
this person she's learning AI, she's learning virtual assistants. That's beautiful. That's amazing already. Share about your day-to-day activities, how it's going for you, your life in general, something that
Yeah.
interests you. That's what you should be sharing. Then if you're already an expert, probably, but you're not on LinkedIn, you're just coming, you're trying to find out good. The first thing you should start doing now is you already have what you do. So positioning should be the first thing for you. How do I then position myself on this platform to become an expert so that they can start seeing me as an expert? I know I have just 100 followers,
Yeah.
but how do I optimize my profile so they can know that I'm not really a newbie? That's the first thing, to get your positioning right, get your profile optimized, and then you start sharing content around you. So don't come on the platform and start looking for, oh, this is the thing raining now, or don't start giving us motivation Monday through Friday. Start with what you have, start from where you are, and build in public. We want to meet you. We know you are motivated, we know you are highly motivated, but yeah, we want to meet you. I'm not against motivational content. I do that too. Yesterday I posted motivational content. Yeah, but when you start giving us back to back, that's where I have problem. Like where we don't see you, we don't know the person behind the content. You can't be 100% every day, so it's weird. So that's it for me. Start from where you are and just start. Don't start thinking that, oh, when I'm done learning this skill, then I will just appear on LinkedIn and tell them that, oh, I'm an expert now. No, build in public. So that's it for me.
So I really want to just throw this in. When you talked about people coming to fake it, yeah. I mean, I wrote a post earlier today how to build authority online without faking it. So people come. So I'm gonna share a story of this guy I remembered. So I saw this guy's content, and then I checked his profile, and his profile says generated $100,000 for clients. And in my head, so I mean that's amazing. I mean I don't have such results. So I mean it's just aspiration. I'm like, oh, this is good. Then I checked through his profile. I see the kind of pictures he uses, and then I saw a picture he posted recently where he's putting on the shirt and the trouser and he's tucked in, and the belt is peeled. The belt is in a very terrible state. And in my head, I'm asking myself, if you have generated $100,000 for clients, let's say it's so worse, you should get at least 1%. You should get, let's say it's so worse, you didn't get 10% of that amount. Let's say you should get at least 1%. All right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, is it that bad that you make so much money and then we look at you and we don't see the money on your body?
Oh my God. So this is something that I
All
that
right.
I do see on LinkedIn. See, I reflect, if you are charging premium, let that reflect in your appearance.
You have to
You
show
have to show it.
premium.
You have to
Yeah.
show it. Okay, that's very funny. But it's actually true.
I mean, you can't be charging premium and then you're looking like if we pay you now, most likely you're going to go use. I mean, okay, so you want to position yourself as a premium brand.
Yeah.
Then we see your pictures. We know very well that you're probably using, some 2015, 2014 techno. And then I'm your
Oh God.
client. You say you want to charge a premium. I'm thinking in my head, if I pay this guy money, most likely he's going to go use my money to buy iPhone.
Yeah.
So, so many people do not know that ultimately lying and showing up as what you're not comes back
Yeah.
to really hurt you. Because ultimately, too, let's say you convince me to finally now give you the job, and you've told me that, oh, you have like 10 years experience when you do not have 10 days experience. All right, it's going to tell. It's going to tell in your output. It's going to tell in the work that you do. Man, this is so good. Something that really needed to be talked about. So I'm gonna, as we try to wrap this up, yeah. So we have spoken a lot about some of the mistakes creators make, like coming online and then doing what everybody is doing, like wanting to talk about LinkedIn, and when you actually are a web designer. I tell people in my community too, you're a web designer. You are a web designer. You have no business really. Let's say you even want to talk about LinkedIn, and let it be once in a bloom, all right? Because obviously you're on LinkedIn. But you don't have to
Yeah,
every day you're talking about
yeah.
LinkedIn and you're positioning for a web designer. I'm going to ask you, what are like other mistakes you see new creators on LinkedIn make, and you feel like, oh, I just wish I could tell this person that you should do it better. All right.
Okay, we've talked about the image already. That's one thing that gets me a lot. Like, I mean, you can't be using. I see some image repel people away. Like, some people, I just come on LinkedIn and I'll just be like, who is this person? What kind of picture is this? When I talk about the picture, I'm talking about not just the background or anything. I know we've agreed that we don't want to be too formal and all of that, but I don't. I have a problem with women that come on LinkedIn with. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the best words to use, but you can't be half dressed and then you show up on LinkedIn. That does not make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You can't just
Yeah.
wear anything, and then you just show up on LinkedIn. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, because and not just on LinkedIn. If you are building on LinkedIn as a professional, I don't want to go to your TikTok and see move your waist or move your body. I don't want to see that kind of thing. Yeah, I know that we are all humans, but if you are building as a professional, please, your platform, like across platform, it should reflect the kind of brand that you are building. I know we are trying to be, informal, but at least cover up well. Don't just wear anything you like and give it to us online. No, it doesn't make sense. I mean, the kind of clients are looking to attract. If you are looking, for example, you are trying to attract a B2B B2B brand, a B2B founder, you should know anybody that actually has a company. You should know that person is responsible. So you want to present yourself as a responsible human being to them. And that mistake that gets to
Yeah.
me is they expect miracles. Like, they expect like true miracle to happen on LinkedIn. And it's very funny because that's not, if you are looking for miracle, you should be on TikTok. Maybe God can perform miracle there for you. But on LinkedIn, there will be bad days, there will be good days. In fact, there will be worse days. I've experienced all of them. I've experienced days I'll be like, you see that nobody's seeing my content. I mean, I experienced these days after I started getting engagement, and even after that, after hitting 10K followers, I put out content and as if nobody's. So I've experienced worse days. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's happening? Is it that I've been banned? So you should know that, like, you will go through journey. Like, the platform is going to humble you. It's going to teach you patience. I think I've learned to be so patient. Now, every area of my life, I'm so patient. I used to be so impatient, but now I'm very patient because that platform has taught me how to be very patient, like just calm down and play the game of consistency. So expecting miracle to happen. Then the other ones that are not expecting miracle to happen, they're waiting for maybe God to lay on their head and tell them, go now, you are now an expert in this skill before they start, showing up online. And that some the ones that they'll start looking for, they say content that talk about wins. I just signed my first international client. Those
Yeah.
kind of content tend to do it. So some of them just sit down and start fabricating wins. Like, what do I share today? Which win? Like, every day of the week. And there's something I noticed that's going on now. If you get a job, there's this I've forgotten the name. But there's this, once you upload, I get a job on LinkedIn. That kind of content, like once you upload it on your experience section, and then you click on post, that
Yeah.
design stuff. I don't know,
Yeah.
you know it, right?
Yeah. That's
Once you
design.
use it, that, yeah, so that thing gets lots of engagement. Like, on his own, the post just blooms. So a lot of creators now, they didn't get job, oh. They didn't get anything. They will just
Yeah.
go and put it there. I'm celebrating myself. I'm celebrating. Like, seriously, yeah, it's so evident. Like, it's so clear to us that you are fighting for visibility. Like, you are. Oh Jesus, I don't know the right word to use, but and it's a very, I don't like it at all, and I'm sure others don't like it. Like, it gets to me badly.
No,
Like,
I
it's as if
don't
you
like.
are
I don't like it
so
too.
hungry.
I don't
Yeah,
like it. I'm
like,
not.
you're so hungry for visibility. You're so hungry for engagement, and that's not the kind of brand you want to build.
Yeah. True.
Charging
Yeah.
quiet confidence. You just do your thing. Like, I feel like last week I experienced very low engagement on my post. But I did not even, I did not go. In fact, I have a big win I'm supposed to share. But I did not even say, oh, let me share the big win so that miraculously it will just, boom, it will just help my engagement. Oh no, I don't do that. Anytime I experience that, I go back to my content. What's going on? Am I hitting the pain points of people? Am I missing it somewhere? Is it that so you need to like re-strategize. You need to go back and analyze your content. Stop stop looking for wins that does not exist. Stop trying to force the algorithm to remember you. Like using that method is very annoying to me. Like it's really annoying. But I mean, what to do? So this is something that I need newbies to stop doing. Like they need to stop doing it. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop fabricating wins. Stop being impatient. Be patient. That crown you are looking for, it's going to come. Like it's going to come. Just stay patient, stay consistent, doing the right thing, of course. Don't know that you'll be consistent doing the wrong
Yeah.
thing. Doing the thing. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Also, people need to pay their dues. That's just how I see it. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody who is now having this. So not too long, somebody shared Jasmine Ashi's post when it started, and there was a popular post of his that they shared that had, I think it was 10 likes or 7 likes. A whole Jasmine. Jana has over 300 followers. So I'm trying to say everybody has paid their dues, and you're not going to jump the process. You also need to pay your dues. I LinkedIn 2017, for goodness sake, 2017. Even though I got serious in 2022, 2023, but everybody has had the days of no likes, the days of no comments, the days of no job. And so when people look like they are crushing it, understand that everyone has paid their dues and you also need to pay yours. All right. So I'm just going to ask you 2 questions and then we'll wrap this up. All right. My next question will be, let's talk about monetization. Have you been able to monetize on LinkedIn? And what are like a few ways? If someone's watching this video and they're like new to LinkedIn, what are like the ways they can really monetize their personal brand on LinkedIn?
The best way I think to monetize on LinkedIn is to create an offer. That's it. Create an offer. So the offer code, you have an offer and then you have lead magnets. For me, I did not bother to the offer I created for my clients, and I didn't bother to put it out there because I mean it's not for everybody. It's not for my audience. I have 2 categories of people I target on LinkedIn, but the one is loudest and one is writing on LinkedIn, helping professionals to show up more confidence online, helping them to know how to put themselves up online. So basically, right now I'm running a challenge where I teach these people how to actually craft their content to show up online. So that's the majority of my audience, newbies. Newbies that they don't know how to, position themselves on LinkedIn. Yeah, so that's the majority of my audience. So the offer I crafted is for my clients, ghostwriting for them. So if you want to monetize your brand, you need to create an offer. It's not enough to just show up and then talk about the pain points of your audience. Find out who they hit the pain points. So what should they buy from you? Why should they buy from you? What is the solution to their problem? So you have to position yourself as the
What value
solution to their
are you
problem.
bringing?
So create an offer.
Yeah.
There are lots of better assistants on LinkedIn. Why should you hire you? You have to then create an offer. This is what I'm offering to clients. This is what I can do for you. So if you want to monetize, that's the first thing I'll advise you to do. The second thing is, depending on your niche, you can create a product where you just upload that product, your link, and talk about it in content, and then people buy from you. So that's the second thing. That's the second thing. I have not done that because I'm not. I told you I'm not really one of those that I really want to monetize in that aspect. But if that's what you want to do, I did it for one of my clients. We created a playbook for. He had this audience that were very hungry. We just utilized that, created the playbook, and they were just like every day. He just told me, I'm getting order every day. I said, yes, you created something that is very hot. We get order every day. So if that's what you want to do, create a product, upload it there, and then people get to buy from you. Yeah. So I think that's the two. I don't know if there's any theory. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, create an offer, create a product.
All right.
These are the two I can't remember.
So I'm going to ask you this final question. You are a pharmacist, now turned writer, and then LinkedIn strategy. How do you strike a balance between sharing personal stories and getting people to know about you, your work, several things you do, and then balancing that with sharing professional stuff? So one of the issues people have when they come on LinkedIn too is they're like multi-potentialites. Maybe they know how to do 3, 4, 5 things, and then they are struggling with it. So how do I go about talking about all these things? Should I just pick one of them? What do you advise?
Even if you are multi-talented, there's this one thing that you really want to be known for. Trust me, I've asked a lot of people this question and nobody has given me 3 answers or 2 answers. Peace, I'm a virtual assistant, I'm a writer, in fact, I can bake cake, I can make smoothie, I can do a lot of things. Then I ask them, okay, what do you want to be known for? That question alone, that one thing that when people talk about you, what do you want to be known for? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. Then number 2, yeah, you can have a lot of things that you do. This is where content strategy comes into play. This is where it comes into play. It's how you balance your experience, how you balance your professional life, how you mix everything up in your content.
Yeah.
So for me, Well, I don't even say I'm a pharmacist. I don't even put that out. But there's a way I just write and then I just talk about it. Be like, you are a pharmacist. So it's in the content. It's in the content. You can come to my comment section. I'll be like, oh my god, guys, so this shift was terrible, or today's shift was fun. I'll be like, you work in medical setting. I'll be like, yeah. So I'm not hiding that part of me. You are saying that, she's a pharmacist, she's a writer. I'm not hiding that part of me. But what am I amplifying? When people think about me on LinkedIn, they will not remember pharmacy first. I'm amplifying that I'm not a writer. That's what I'm amplifying. But I'm not hiding the fact that I'm a pharmacist. It's still there. A friend of mine I'm trying to position online now. What she wants to amplify is that she is a pharmacist. That's what she wants people. That's what she wants people to know her for, as a pharmacist. So you need to know, what do I want people to know me for? That one thing you want to be known for, amplify it. Every other thing can come under. Every other thing is what makes you unique. Every other thing is what makes you unique. So if you are a virtual assistant, for example, and you learned what skill do I use now? Maybe you also bake. So yeah, now that you want to amplify on LinkedIn that you are a virtual assistant, that baking is what makes you unique. So being able to combine the synergy, like it builds itself. Being able to combine it is what makes you unique. So don't hide the fact that you are into something else, because when you talk about personal brand, it's not just your expertise, it's your experience, it's your story, it's you, everything about you.
As we wrap this up, I'm just going to ask you, what is next for you? And when I say that, I simply mean any future projects or things you're building that you think the people that are watching this video should know about. All right, just tell us.
Okay, so what's next for me currently is I'm trying to work on establishing an agency. I can't go into details now because it's still in progress, of course. Yeah, but I want to establish an agency. It's going to be a writing agency, but it's not going to be the regular writing for clients alone. It's going to be for my audience. Like most of the time, my content is just around newbies. How can newbies position online? So it's going to be for them. So that's what I'm working on. Is having an agency that is going to actually help them write better, not just on LinkedIn, but on any platform. Yeah. While I'm doing that, it's not just for people to earn money from writing. No, it's for people to discover themselves from writing. It's for people to gain visibility from writing. When we talk about writing online on LinkedIn, it's not just to attract clients. I mean, not everybody's a writer. It's to attract opportunities, to attract jobs, to attract anything that you want to attract. Yeah. So writing for visibility, writing, because now, I mean, currently we know the importance of visibility. So it's putting themselves, being able to a doctor that is confused. I mean, what do I go from here? How do I build myself? Come on LinkedIn. Being able to position them on LinkedIn to attract the kind of opportunities, to attract scholarships, jobs, visibility. I mean, whatever. Yeah, that's it. So the training is the main thing for me.
All right. So as we bring this conversation to a close, I want to say thank you so much, Peace Okagbare, for letting us into your world, for deciding to have this conversation with me, and for not holding back, sharing your story, and giving us all the tips and the gems. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It's been an amazing time here. Thank you so much.
If you're watching this video and you're a newbie on LinkedIn, or you're still trying to gain some level of clarity, one person you want to follow or connect with on LinkedIn is Peace Okagbare. As you can see on the screen, that's her name, that's her profile picture, so that you don't go connect with another kind of Peace. All right, so Peace is the right person you want to connect with on LinkedIn to actually help you fast track your growth. So it's been an amazing time with you, Peace Okagbare, and I'm going to let you go now and go do other things that you have planned to do for today. I hope if we call on you some other time, you will please avail us your time and your amazing presence.
Yeah, I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope to see you at TIBA 2025, God willing.
Yeah, I hope to see you.
So take care of yourself. I will see you later. All right.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much. If you have stayed with us from the beginning of this conversation up until this point, I want to appreciate you for giving your time, and I really do hope that your time has been well spent. If you have learned something from watching this video, let me know in the comment section one thing that you've learned from this conversation, one thing you're taking away to go implement in your brand building on LinkedIn or any other platform where you are building your brand. And of course, if this video has been very valuable for you, please hit the like button, share this video with somebody who is trying to build their brand on LinkedIn or any other platform so that they can get all the help that they need to fast track their growth on these platforms. And this fireside chat is going to happen once in a month, all right? So you want to expect who I will be bringing in the August edition, so stay tuned. One thing you want to do so you don't miss this kind of content that I put on my channel is to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that every time I release very interesting and impactful videos like this, you will be notified. I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, stay legendary.
I wanna wake up with